Welcome to the Joy to the World podcast. Each day during December, we will explore together passages from the Bible that teach us about God's joy in this world, His Son, Jesus Christ. Make sure you subscribe to whichever platform you get your podcast from, or listen on our YouTube channel by searching for Anna Long Presbyterian Church.
Day 8, Isaiah chapter 11, verses 1 to 10, read from the English Standard Version. There shall come forth a shoot from the stump of Jesse, and a branch from his roots shall bear fruit. And the Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. And his delight shall be in the fear of the Lord. He shall not judge by what his eyes see, or decide disputes by what his ears hear. But with righteousness he shall judge the poor, and decide with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall strike the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall kill the wicked. Righteousness shall be the belt of his waist, and faithfulness the belt of his loins. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion and the fattened calf together, and a little child shall lead them. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox. The nursing child shall play over the hole of the cobra, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the adder's den. They shall not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of the knowledge of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. In that day the root of Jesse, who shall stand as a signal for the peoples, of him shall the nations inquire, and his resting place shall be glorious.
It may be a bit late in the year to start any kind of pruning in your garden, but the reality of garden life is that trees and shrubs need to be pruned every couple of years, with fruit-producing trees needing pruned every year. The whole purpose of pruning is to stimulate fresh growth, so that new life is reinvigorated into the plant. This will then cause good fruit the following year. If a fruit tree isn't pruned, then the harvest will be small and of poor quality. Any gardener approaches pruning with trepidation. It is hard to cut back a tree that is looking so healthy. The results of pruning make it look bare and even ugly. But as the winter changes into spring, we see the new leaves and buds appearing, and what was once ugly and unattractive for a few months will become beautiful and produce a bumper harvest of fruit. This is the image that Isaiah is giving us here in chapter 11 of God's promises for the future of His people. At the end of chapter 10, God has described the destruction of sinful humanity as cutting down a forest. And straight away in verse 1 of chapter 11, He talks about the stump. When a tree is felled, a stump is all that remains. But in time, some new growth will come from that stump. God is giving His people an image of what a new world will look like. From this stump, one will come from the line of Jesse, great King David's father, and it turns out it will be a nursing child. But this will be no ordinary child. Isaiah describes the Spirit of the Lord being upon him, and he will have wisdom and understanding for leadership, counsel and might to carry out his wise plans, and knowledge and the fear of the Lord for holiness. The pruning of God's people had to happen so that we could benefit from new growth that only comes through the nursing child, Jesus Christ. As we celebrate the coming of Jesus at Christmas time, don't simply see Him as the nursing child in a manger. See Him as the promised Saviour who brings a message of joy and salvation into the world. thank you for listening to this Joy to the World podcast. Please make sure you subscribe to wherever you get your podcasts from so that you can receive this directly every day. And also, if you're listening on YouTube, do subscribe and click that bell icon so that you too can be notified when each episode is available.